Hi everyone, welcome back to Lingoni. My name is Alicia and today we will be talking about les doubles pronoms. We've been seeing now les pronoms COD, COI et les pronoms en et y. So I thought it would be very useful to check les doubles pronoms. Ils sont très utilisés et très utiles. Ils vous permettront d'avoir un discours un peu plus fluide et naturel lorsque vous parlez en français. So I think for a B1 level it could be useful. They can be a bit of a headache sometimes, but in the end there is a sense to it. I think that I'm going to be able to help you to use them. So let's get started. Je vais donner un exemple avec la phrase « Je donne le cadeau à ma mère ». Okay, because in that sentence we have like the verb and then un COD et un COI. Je donne quoi? Le cadeau à qui? À ma mère. D'accord? So now let's see if I wanna say I give it to her, you would have to say je le lui donne. In case of a negative sentence, you would keep the le lui donne together and put ne on one side and pas on the other side. Meaning, je ne le lui donne pas. Now in affirmative sentence au passé composé, pretty much the same. Je le lui ai donné. It becomes a bit of a headache, as I was saying before, when you're talking in negative sentence, because le participe passé will come at the very end. What does that mean? That you will have to say je ne le lui ai pas donné. Je ne le lui ai pas donné. And that becomes a bit trickier, but I guess it's just a matter of getting used to it. At least pour le passé composé in affirmative form, you don't have to remember, okay, so I put the first pronoun, but then I need to put my auxilia, and then it's the participle, and then, no, it's just like le sujet, les deux pronoms, et la structure entière du passé composé. However, when it's negative, remember to break it. Donc, je ne le lui ai pas donné. Participe passé à la fin de votre phrase, toujours. As far as you remember that the participe passé should be at the very end, maybe you'll find a way to organize yourself and say that properly. Now, if you have a double verb, like I want to give it to her, no trick. First, the independent verb, like je veux, and then le lui donner. Because donner is the verb that has the complement. Vous voulez donner quoi et à qui? Veux is just adding something, but it doesn't really matter. You put it at the beginning of the sentence, je veux, and then le lui donner. Okay. I had written down then une erreur type, and it's true, a very common mistake would be to say je le lui dois donner. Yeah, I've heard that many times. Je le lui dois donner. Non, je dois le lui donner. You try to stick the two pronouns with the verb they depend on, or they complete, I mean. Donc, je dois le lui donner, et pas je le lui dois donner. D'autres exemples, je vais vous donner les phrases avec les pronoms, and we're going to try to guess what I could be talking about, right? For example, if I say, je leur en donne, je leur en donne, so we have something like je donne à qui, and then something that is probably uncountable or indéfini. Je leur en donne could be, like the initial sentence could be, je donne de l'argent à mes enfants. Je donne de l'argent à mes enfants. So we have a plural, COI, that's why you say leur. Je donne à qui? À mes enfants. Je leur donne. And then de l'argent, uncountable. Donc, je leur en donne. Il me le répète. Il me le répète. Donc, il répète à moi. So it has to be a COD. Il répète quoi? Il me répète quoi? Qu'il veut changer de travail. Il me le répète. Je t'en ai acheté. J'ai acheté des pommes. J'ai acheté des pommes. Indéfini pluriel. Je t'en ai acheté. Je les y invite quand ils veulent. Je les y invite quand ils veulent. Donc j'invite qui? Les. And then where? That's le pronom Y. The initial sentence could be j'invite mes amis dans ma nouvelle maison quand ils veulent. J'invite mes amis dans ma nouvelle maison quand ils veulent. Or, j'invite mes amis chez moi quand ils veulent. Juste chez moi. Like, it's a bit of a more useful expression. Tu la leur rendras demain. Tu la leur rendras demain. Tu rendras quoi? Something singular and feminine, là. Et leur, so it has to be to them. To them. More than one person. Tu rendras quoi? La voiture. À qui? Au voisin demain. Tu rendras la voiture au voisin demain. Tu la leur rendras. Je vous en garde une part. Je vous en garde une part. Donc, je garde une part de gâteau pour vous. Pour vous, or you could say pour toi et ta sœur. That's a vous as well. Alright, so that was just to have some examples. And of course, now one very important thing is to understand, alright, what do I put first? Le pronom COD, le pronom COI, le Y, le on. So here you have a kind of logic to that. Kind of. So the priority goes for le pronom COD. That means me, te, ce, nous, vous, ce. Then you have le ou la. Then you have lui, leur et les. Then Y. Et enfin, on. So again, d'abord vous avez me, te, ce, vous, ce. Priority. Ensuite le, la. Ensuite lui, leur ou les. Et après c'est le Y et enfin le on. So it's in that order of priority. Right? This is something really you just need to write down first, this thing, and then practice with some sentences just to get used to the sound of it, because I think it's almost impossible to learn that by heart and to remember. As I was telling you, the objective of that is to be more fluent, more natural, more. You're not supposed to do math when you want to substitute like your COD, your COI, your complément circonstanciel de lieu. You're not supposed to. So it's just basically write this down. Try to visualize a little bit and maybe write some sentences with COD, COI, complément circonstanciel avec des partitifs and then write with the pronounce as much as you can all the sentences. Also this one, il me le répète, je t'en ai acheté, je les y invite. And then you will become more and more familiar to the way it works and in which order and everything. So that's the best advice I can give to you. I hope this double pronoun lesson was not too much of a headache and a little bit useful. Nous parlerons la prochaine fois de something very different. On parlera de la vie quotidienne et de 10 expressions qu'un B1 devrait connaître pour parler de sa vie quotidienne. So we'll absolutely not review stuff like I get up at, I get to work at that time, I have lunch. No, something a bit more B1. Yeah. Merci beaucoup pour votre attention. J'espère que cette leçon était utile. Remember to check lingoni.com to do some exercises. You'll find all the worksheets, interactive exercises and videos to apply and to practice what we've been doing today, especially this one. It's a little bit tricky, so all the worksheets will be extremely useful, I think. Encore merci pour votre attention et à très bientôt. Au revoir.